A very warm welcome. You're watching The Weekly here on RT International, all the latest headlines and a roundup of the stories that shaped the week. But first, the UK was thrust deeper into political turmoil this week after Theresa May's proposed EU divorce deal was dealt a crushing defeat in Parliament. The following day, though, the Prime Minister saw off a no-confidence vote called by the leader of the opposition, leaving the country no closer to a breakthrough on Brexit. Here's a quick recap of the drama. The publication of a leaked government document on Thursday added to the controversy over Brexit. The paper explores the possibility of holding a second referendum and estimates that the whole process could take up to a year. That includes 7 months to lay the legal groundwork and a further 3 months at least for testing the question. The leak came as a surprise to many, as Theresa May has remained adamant that she will deliver on Brexit. While Downing Street confirmed that the paper is genuine, it denies the government has been actively planning for a second vote. It says the paper is purely for illustrative purposes and has reiterated the Prime Minister's position that Britain will leave the EU. Meanwhile, the leader of the opposition Labour Party has set out the conditions under which he would support a second vote. A recent poll has found that if a second referendum were to be held, a majority of voters would now choose to remain in the EU. It shows that support for Remain is at its highest level since the 2016 Brexit vote. And as Polly Boyko explains, a rerun of a referendum wouldn't be without precedent. Well, as calls for that second referendum continue to grow, Theresa May will be back in Parliament on Monday to present a revised version of her Brexit plan to MPs. Is president as the US-backed opposition clamours for regime change. That's among our stories after the break. Renewed fighting this week in the Libyan capital Tripoli left 13 people dead and 52 others wounded, according to the country's health ministry. A journalist who had worked with the Associated Press and RT's video news agency Rupsley was among those who rocked the world of sport. This time one of its more genteel disciplines is in the spotlight. Before the week's stories for you, Unum will be here in just over half an hour with more news from around the world. In the meantime, Max and Stacey examine the great myth of the American dream in the latest episode of Gonzo.